welcome back to another episode of my Code Catalyst knowledge bed. So today I'm going to show you the branch-based triggers, or overall the triggers that we have for workflows. It's going to be a short video, as at the time of recording this, this is at the beginning of April 2023, and there's only a limited number of triggers available. So let's directly get started. So we are talking about Code Catalyst workflows. So I'm going to create a new workflow. In this case, I'm going to give it, it doesn't have a name yet, right? So I'm going to start with the normal name. And here you can see that in the visual view, you have different possibilities to add triggers. We're going to see what we have. So we have two trigger types. One is push, one is pull request. Then I can add branches over here. Today in this one, I have only one branch. And then I have the possibility to add file path, right? So I can trigger this workflow only if specific parts of the parts have been changed, right? So as an example, I can go with UI, which would then trigger only if a UI has been changed, or I can trigger it with CDK if a CDK path has been changed. And that's about it, right? There is no other possibilities. So I can only add these two. How does this look in YAML? In YAML, I will now see that I have a trigger type, which is push, which is triggered on the main branch. Then I have another trigger type, which is once again push, right? And then I can actually see the files changed over here. Let's add a pull request. Now I can change this to include all types of actions. We're going to have this on the mail branch as well. I'm not going to add any file path here, but as you can see, I have the type, which is now pull request. It has a branch. I can also add a second branch here, feature test. And then I have the events, which can be open, revision, or closed. And that's what I have today, right? There is no other possibilities. Also, the documentation explains exactly that. There's nothing else that I can actually use. I personally would love to have additional possibilities, like being able to trigger a workflow based on an issue change, or maybe also being able to trigger a workflow only based on a specific commit ID, right? Something like we also have. So this is something that I'm really missing. But what already works is, and this is pretty cool, with this existing functionality, like using the wildcards and stuff like that, I can trigger, I have a mono repo where then I have different services that have different pipelines in one repository, and then I can have one part that is triggering the UI build and another part that is triggering our CDK build. And that's what I already used in one or two of my projects, and it works pretty well. So that's about it. That's the triggers that we have today. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Really looking forward to get additional triggers by the Code Catalyst team soon, and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.